I'm live. I am live. I'm live. There we go. All right, I'm live. It's good news. I like to be live. All live. It's all good. All right. So, got stuff to talk about. Silver. Silver's doing rather well, wouldn't you say? I am very happy that I'm in the silver business right now. It's a good business to be in. I like it. I like it a lot, man. Silver's doing fairly well. It's up 10% in the last month. Not bad. 8%, 9% in the last week. 5 days. That's pretty good. All right, but there's more to talk about. There's some really important stuff to talk about, actually. For those of you who didn't see it, where did I put it? I put it somewhere. Here it is. Okay. Wait till there's a couple people on here with me. There's already a couple people on here with me. Outstanding. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Dog hair. So I tried to make chicken tonight. You know, it's interesting about chicken. I made chicken kebabs. I don't usually cook because, well, I'm a guy and I live by myself. Who the hell am I going to cook for? It's just too much of a pain in the ass, so I don't cook. But tonight I decided to barbecue some chicken kebabs. They were on there for what seemed like a long time, and then I took them off and I ate one of the pieces of chicken and realized that it was still raw in the middle. But I ate it anyway, just that one piece. And then I said to myself, how fucking long do you have to put chicken on a barbecue before it actually cooks? So anyway, so I went without lunch 20 minutes ago. That's why I'm a bit late on the live stream, because I was trying to cook. I'm not going to do that again anytime soon. 20 minutes. Yeah, it was on for 20 minutes. Yeah, well, you know, I would have cut into it, except it was lunch and I am extremely hungry. So I was trying to stuff down some food before I did my live stream so that I would have enough energy to give you guys 100%. With 250 silver rounds, a good start. Absolutely. That is a great start. Call me tomorrow. Send me a text on my number, in my bio, and I'll hook you up. See a doctor. You got censored for that. Who the hell just got... Okay, first censor of the night. Yeah, Observer. It says, see a doctor. That's so sad. That is so sad you got censored for saying that. Apparently, the algorithms are in effect. So be careful what you say. Don't say anything silly or hateful like, hey, Big and Corn-Fed, how are you tonight? That got censored the other night. Or, hey, buddy. Yeah, they'll kick your ass off for that, too. AI is not exactly as advanced as we had hoped at this stage. All right, so for those of you who were not on here last night, let's review, let's talk about one thing that is more important than anything else in any investment in the world right now. Oof, it's a big statement. That's a big, big promise right there, isn't it? Okay, well, it's true though. No more shorting by banks of silver. Yeah, everybody talks about, oh, silver gets manipulated all the time. Well, guess what? It's not getting manipulated anymore. And I will read to you, for those of you who are lawyers, first of all, I'm sorry. It could have been worse. Wait. No, actually, it couldn't have been. Although there are good attorneys out there. From what I understand, there's 3 of them. So if you know one, I'm not kidding. See, doctor, look, raw chicken doesn't hurt you, does it? I'm sorry. I just said that to get 400 comments, but I'm joking. I know that you don't want to eat raw chicken. It wasn't completely raw. It was pretty raw. All right. Firm credited with success in recent court decision in, is this the end of naked short selling? Yes, it is. Because some of those good attorneys that we've all heard about, actually, the name of the law firm is, so that you guys can go, oh, okay, I'm going to write that down. There's a good law firm. Yes, Warshaw Bernstein LLP. And they kicked some serious ass. Let me tell you what they did. From the article, heroes of the day. The plaintiffs in Harrington Global Opportunity Fund Limited versus CIBC World Markets Incorporated et al., represented by Warshaw Bernstein LLP, have every reason to celebrate. Quote, the judge's ruling categorically means that going forward, big banks and financial institutions won't just be fined for not actively closing out shorts. They could be held liable for what so far has been an estimated $1 trillion in losses to retail investors, companies, and the U.S. government. This is huge, folks. Like, this isn't big. This is huge. This changes the silver market forever. Brokers, quote, brokers can no longer claim that they are not liable for their customers' trading activities because they are only following their directions. A broker can now be held primarily liable under federal securities laws when they recklessly fail to monitor, detect, and prevent the manipulative or fraudulent trading of their customers, unquote. Folks, this is it. Why do you think silver's rocketed so hard for the last 5 days? Because this changes everything. All that spoofing, all that holding down the price. I will buy 1,000 ounces if you get help. Okay. I assume you're talking about a psychiatrist. What's up, big guy? You enjoying? Whoa, what's this? You didn't get censored for that. The flat earth. Oh, God. That again. The pizza earth theory. Yeah. The earth is a pizza, folks. The crust is Antarctica. That's what some people actually believe. Takes all kinds, right? Takes all kinds. Can censor me. Spelled with an S. Like heat sensor. They need some help. You know, here's the thing, folks. Just a brief sidebar here, since I'm reading legal stuff. Brief sidebar. The Army has done hundreds of studies that show that if your IQ is under 85, you're basically worthless in any capacity in the Army. You can't serve in the Army. And that's because you can't even be a janitor. You can't wash dishes. You can't do anything without endangering yourself and other people around you. Now, having said that, only 16% of the United States of America is below 85. However, when you do the math, which I did, that's 51 million people. 51 million. The flat earth people need some help. Yeah, that's why I'm talking about IQ, because you can't help them. I hear colors and I see sounds. 67, I was 101st Airborne. Oh, so you were actually part of McNamara's morons. Now, not you personally, but you were in during the time that Robert McNamara, Secretary of Defense, decided, since we couldn't get people to join for fun and for free, because clearly it was a strange place to be at war, they actually recruited people with less than 85 IQs. What do you think the Russian government announcement of buying silver will affect us? It's going to do the same thing as everything else. You got some here in the chat. Yeah, I know. I mean, look, silver should right now be at at least 65. Now, if you actually do the numbers, you're talking about really adjusted for inflation, $135 an ounce. That's where it should be. Okay. 65 is absolutely the bare minimum it should be at, based on where gold is, based on 100 different factors. And it's been held down. And we all know it's been held down. Everybody bitches in the silver stacker market. All of my buddies that are wholesalers and all the guys that I deal with that are silver economists, et cetera, they all bitch about how the market's manipulated because it's not that big a market. I mean, if you think about it, 1 billion ounces a year coming out of the ground, it's just not that much. Waiting for, oh shit, that's right. It's been a crazy week. I will call you. Or you know what? Send me a text in the morning just to make sure I call you. It will be 100 in 5 years. That's pretty conservative, really. It could be 100 by next year easily. And the reason I say that is because if you look at what's going on in the gold market, if you look at what's going on in look, the presidential race, okay? I don't care who you're voting for. You're not voting for economic austerity because neither one of them is talking about that. Neither one of them saying, I'm going to tighten up the belt. I'm going to stop spending. I'm going to be, serious austere, blah, blah, blah. Cactus lights off. I wonder how long it would take somebody to notice that. Bingo. Really? I coughed? Is that what did that? Okay. I gave it a stern warning. So, yeah, everybody knows no matter who the president is, they're going to piss away money like a drunken sailor. Period. Who's talking about austerity right now? Nobody. So, if you're correct, 83-1 to natural ratio of 10-1, historical is 15-1. Yes, but really for the last 30 years or so, it's been about 40-1. So if you want to play it safe, you can say 40-1. Well, right now it's at 83-1. Clearly, that's out of whack, which means it's got to double. Will it double? Think about it. Why hasn't it doubled? Well, because it's been manipulated. Everybody talks about it. Look, I've gone to Violation Tracker over and over again with you guys, and I've shown you that JP Morgan, who is the custodian for SLV, the largest ETF in silver, they have been convicted of spoofing the market over and over and over. They've paid the largest fine in history for a bank, and they still do it. And the reason they do it is they make billions of dollars doing it, except now they can't do it. And because of that, over the last week, major banks have lost billions of dollars per dollar that silver's gone up. So let's see how bad their exposure is. Over the last 5 days, it's gone up by about $5 an ounce. Okay. $5 an ounce. That's a lot of billions for each bank. And that's exactly what's going on. Well, they can't do it with any precious metals now. That's the point. Because they're going to be held liable, criminally liable. And they'll be held liable for the damages they cause, which means anybody who loses money because the market was spoofed can go back and sue them for that amount of money. And they'll have to pay it. And they know that. That's why all the bets are off. That's why literally they took their hands off the market and they said, okay, no spoofing. And look what happened. It went up 10% in 5 days. What's it going to do over the next month? We don't know, because once it goes over 34, we don't have a precedent. It blew through the resistance level so fast that we have literally no one in the silver market it can do technical analysis on this metal anymore, because it blew through resistance so fast that until it hits 50, we have no idea. 50 is the next resistance level. So between here and 50, there's no resistance. Folks, that's, what is that? Off the top of my head, another 50%. So we could literally see silver go up by 50% this month. Wait, this month is almost over. In the next month, there, that's safe. Oh shit, man. I'm sorry, observer. That's, yeah, storing silver somewhere else, I would never do that. And the reason I wouldn't do that is because if you don't hold it, you don't really own it. It will, well, it's going to cause a lot of serious issues for the banks. I mean, really bad. Beautiful. Sweet. All right. So Hunter's definitely doing well. If AI controls, never lose. Never lose? Let me chew on that statement because that makes no sense. I mean, I'm running that through my own little algorithms and I'm coming up with nothing there. So to sum up, what the fuck is going on? Number one, we know that we're paying right now in interest. This is just money that we are giving to other people for money that we've borrowed in the past. We're spending $882 billion. $882 billion, almost $1 trillion a year on interest for money that we have already spent. The government's not slowing down at all. If Trump takes over, it will not slow down again. How do you buy physical silver? That's a fantastic question, Red Dog Handyman. My number is in the bio. That's what I do. I am a bullion dealer. So you can call me, send me a text in the morning, and I'll get right back to you. AI controlling market. No lose. No loose. Newton, turn off your spell checker because it's kicking your ass right now. And AI doesn't actually control the market. Now, there are algorithms that are put into place that control some of technical analysis. That's why when you see a certain thing happening in technical analysis, you can go, oh, that's going to trigger the algorithms. And 70, 80% of the time, you're right. Again, it's not always guaranteed because if it were, every idiot with a computer would be a billionaire by now. Now, it's getting easier. There are, I'll give you an example. My favorite guy is Jay Bravo on YouTube. Goofy. It's a goofy fucker. But he's also extremely bright, and he has been doing swing trading now for many, many years, and he has made an enormous amount of money doing it. He's very good at it. So if you want to watch his channel every day like I do for the last 5 years, you'll learn quite a bit. I think I froze. I'm not sure, but if I did freeze, go to YouTube. I'm live streaming Big and Corn Fed on YouTube. Oh yeah, it's true. I have physical silver on hand, not on paper. Good. Well, we just blew through a few comments. Every single fiat currency in history has failed. 411 of them so far. What's up there, heathen? I can't believe you said what's up, Martin. They didn't censor that. You know what? The algorithms like you tonight. We got to come up with a term for it. The algorithm gods don't sound good. That's whenever you're talking about AI and God, yeah, that's not good. Don't mix those up. What's your price right now? Can you say? I can tell you tomorrow, but I can't tell you right now because literally tomorrow when the market opens, I mean, it's going to be trading right now. It's trading in Asia, then it's going to be trading in Europe, and then it'll be trading here again. And who knows? I mean, it's a crazy market right now. Trying to speed spell. Yeah, trust me. I know. I can literally, like, when you look at, I can cover the entire keyboard of my iPhone with my thumb. So trying to text is never easy. The market's always open somewhere. Look, if I never had to sleep, I'd already be a billionaire. But you got to sleep at some point. Um, that's why guys like George Soros, who spent $300 million building an algorithm just for trading Forex, that's why he can sleep. It's 34.74. That's what I'm showing. 34.74. Now, that's 15-minute delay. Oh, 10-minute delay on mine. Now, I could spend a ton of money, $100 a month, and not have any delay. But whatever. It's not that big a deal. Tell the people about Russia is. Russia, it's a big country. It's next to Ukraine, which is a smaller country. That's the Kamala Harris explanation right there. Surely they're singling you out with feed because of the nature of your information. You know, it could be that, or it could just be that my Wi-Fi sucks. Although it's a little better, moved it around a little today, figured out that it was not in an optimal position. So hopefully it's better. Sweet. Low IQ motherfucker. That's his name. That's his actual name. It just says MF, but come on. What's it mean? Mother and father? No, I don't think so. He's on YouTube, where I'm streaming live on YouTube. I'm streaming live on YouTube. I'm not saying that because I want everybody to go to YouTube, but if you did, I would not be mad. If you didn't buy silver 10 years ago, you missed it. What? Why would you say something silly like that? Let's see. Nope, everyone experiencing the same. Okay. Well, if you didn't buy it 10 years ago, you didn't double your money already. So, okay, buy it now. Double your money in the next couple of years. Pretty simple. I mean, hell, at this pace, 10% a week. Yeah, so what would that take you till Christmas to double your money? I think that's okay. Bacon dude, what's up? Lights on. Yeah, I mean, there's no bad look. Best time to plant a tree, 20 years ago. Second best time, right now. That's an old saying. But it's an old cliche because it's true. Let's go to... We're not going to talk about bailouts. Don't need to. I know. You're thinking, but Bacon Cornfed, you always talk about bailouts and bail-ins. Do you think it will take 2 years? No, I really don't. Add copper wire to your router antenna will boost your signal. That makes sense. Let's go to Zero Hedge. Let's find out what the boys say. Will election day spark chaos in the markets? No, I don't think it will. Let's see. There's no such thing as coincidence in Washington. The CDC unveils E. coli outbreak in quarter pounders 1 day after Trump photo op. Huh. Trying to get a little bad press going for McDonald's, huh? A couple weeks ago, you told me not to sell my silver till it hit 150. Beautiful. I'm glad you're making more money, big boy, because that's what it's all about. What investment was that? I just tuned in. Oh, silver. Silver is absolutely killing it. Now, I know you're thinking, well, yeah, but you've been saying that for 3 years, 4 years now, 4 years. I know. And it's up 94% in the last 5 years. So I'm right. I think the markets prepare for election results it's true. Absolutely. Look, when John F. Kennedy was unalived, the market still went up that week. After something like that, the markets are driven by completely different things than most people understand. Wow, the gloves are off for Elon Musk. This is war. Quote unquote, this is war. Musk responds to bombshell kill Twitter plot involving UK advisors to Kamala Harris. Yes, she's got advisors from foreign countries working for her. Why? Why would you do that? We don't have good advisors in this country? You're literally outsourcing that? What the hell? Anyway. Here we go. France raises bird flu risk level. Stay home, folks. Put on a mask. Do what you're told. Should old silver sell now rather than deal with price averaging? Like, if you've had it for a while, I would definitely hold on to it. And the reason I say that is because, look, if you've got silver that you bought at 4 and it's at 34, 35, yeah, man, hang on to it for a little bit. You're not worried about short-term capital gains because you've had it for a while. Let's see. Woo. Well, we saw this coming, didn't we? It says here, Israeli ministers call for expulsion of Palestinians at Resettle Gaza conference. Oh boy. That's going to end well, right? Oh, IRS unveils new federal income tax brackets for 2025. That's never good, is it? Let's see. U.S. insiders selling soars to 3-year high as China buybacks surge to record. China's in really, really big trouble right now. Tell people about Russia, what Russia is doing. They are keeping all of their silver to themselves. That's China. China is actually doing that. Where do you buy silver? Actually buy the physical silver, and my number is in my bio. I am a bullion dealer. So you buy it from me. And you can buy it from, APMEX or JM Bullion or a lot of big companies like that. They're great. They're just more expensive than I am. And I'm actually a wholesaler for all of them. So I just keep my overhead lower. This TikTok is literally the only advertising I have ever done for this company. And I have hundreds of clients now because of TikTok. That's why when the algorithms get pissed off and they kick me off for a week, I don't complain too much, because the reality is TikTok's made me a lot of money. And so, let's see. U.S. stocks were choppy. Major indices, relatively little change, except for silver. Mexico escalates its war on obesity by declaring national ban on junk food sales in schools. Yes, good for you, Mexico. Get them. Don't let the American food companies do to you what they've done to us. Beef or chicken bullion. All of the above, man. When I say I'm a bullion dealer, I'm not fucking around. Whatever bullion you need, you call me. Actually, this is the only bullion I've got, and I'm not selling it because this is going to keep me alive. I like it. Thank you, John. Oh, look at you, Renee. Talking smack and you got banned. Hey, bone broth. Yeah, that got banned. 8-Man, you got banned too. Do you mean when the IRS asks you mean $2, right? See, maybe they censored that comment because it's not really making a lot of sense. I don't know. Or perhaps it's because, well, they just don't like you. It's a real item. Okay. All right. So yeah, the reason I have this, by the way, is because for, I don't know, it was like $5 or something. I have a lot of rice and a lot of beans. And in and of itself, rice isn't great. I see people order white rice when they're at a restaurant, and I have to scratch my head because I just don't understand it. At least you'll stay warm. Huh. Okay, well, that didn't get censored, but it still doesn't make any sense. And yes, I'll stay warm because, well, I weigh 300 pounds. I break a sweat just scratching my eye. I ate some bread the other day after being on a keto diet. I started sweating like crazy. How crazy? That's nuts, right? I took in carbs and I just my whole body just went nuts. Curds do make it taste better. All right. All you people turn your fucking spell checkers on. Jesus. Oh, I'm just hanging out right at about 290 pounds. It just seems to be another plateau for me. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to go out into the forest alone for about a week and survive on whatever I can catch with my pocket knife. This one. And that ought to do it. Well, I did cheat. You're absolutely right. I literally, I was sitting at a restaurant. And they brought bread and vinegar and oil over, and I looked at it and I thought, I love this. And I just ate a ton of it. And then I thought, wait, that was literally just pure carbs I just ate. And about 10 minutes later, I was sweating like a pig, just sitting at the table sweating. And I thought, well, there you go. I guess carbs do affect you. Let's see. Record high gold prices signal fragmenting gold system. Interesting. A phenomenon Western governments should pay more attention to. You think? Everybody's stocking up on gold, folks. China, and this is what the guy was saying earlier, leave the cats and dogs alone. I don't live in Springfield, Ohio, man. Basically, what China's doing now is instead of exporting, they were the second largest exporter of silver in the world behind Mexico. Now they're no longer exporting. And on top of that, they're importing hundreds of tons of silver. And nobody's really sure why, but they are. And in China, if you are a private citizen, you're allowed to own gold and silver now, as of a few years ago. People are paying $4 over spot price for any kind of silver, anything they can get their hands on. Biloxi, Mississippi. I love it. Does Xi tell them to import? Yes, the Communist Party makes all of the decisions. So the Communist Party has decided in its infinite wisdom that it's going to buy up everything it can get its hands on. And it is, literally. They're hoarding gold and silver because they know something very, very bad is going to happen. Let's see. Oh, now here's one that's really interesting. Dollar continues to strengthen. For those of you who aren't familiar with the market, whenever gold and silver go up, it's because the dollar is weakening. And whenever the dollar strengthens, they drop. The dollar is strengthening and gold and silver are still going up. Never happened before, but that's a sign of the times. How do I find you on YouTube? Go to YouTube and look up Big and Corn Fed. B-I-G, the letter N, corn, and then F-E-D. Big and Corn Fed. And there's a link in my bio, by the way. Maybe they know everyone's going to want it for future technology. Possibly, yeah. Keep an eye on your nickels and dimes, quarters, etc. Yes. Well, old change is if it's 64 and before, 65, 64 and before, it's 90% silver. That's an illusion. Okay. Not really sure what you're talking about. See, that's the problem with these chats is you don't get a lot of space to make comments, and then when you do, nobody knows what the hell you're talking about. So how many ounces should an individual hold? At this point, you should be all in. Seriously, that's not a joke. Normally, I would say 10% when the economy's good, maybe 15 or 20% in, when things are a little bit rough. Right now, we are in an absolute chaotic dumpster fire of an economy, and it's not going to get better for the next 5 years, period. Period. So you think Biden is going to endorse Trump next week? Well, he may. I mean, you just never know. What is a margin call? A margin call, well, you don't have to worry about that with silver, but a margin call is when you're looking the wrong way on a trade. Let's say you're short on a stock, and you've borrowed the stock from somebody with the agreement that I'm going to give you a couple percent. So let me borrow your stock for, let's say, 90 days. He says, okay, gives you the stock. You turn around and sell it. You sell it at 50, let's say. Well, if it goes to 30, then you give him back his stock in 90 days. You made $20. All you had to do was give him a couple percent, and you made $20 on his stock. That's big, big money. That's huge. However, if it goes to 70, you have to go buy that stock back at way more than you bought it for. And what happens is, as it starts to go up, you get a margin call. And your broker will call you and say, hey, we need another $100,000 in your account today, or we close your position and your account forever. Oh, okay. Yeah. Our country's trying to give the illusion of a good paper dollar. Well, here's actually what it is. When it comes right down to it, there are a lot of currencies that are a lot worse. So still, in spite of how bad things are, look around the world, there's not a lot of currencies out there that are better. So when people have to get rid of their shitty currency, let's say that you're in a country where the currency is just no bueno, man, you don't want to own that currency, and you've got $100 million, what do you do with it? Convert it to American dollars. Well, when people are from around the world, when 7 billion people all understand that, they buy American dollars, lots of them. And what happens is it forces the price up. It forces the value of it up. So it maintains its strength. Even though it should go down, it's just everybody else is going down faster. I do love Korea. Lived there myself, and it was absolutely awesome. Koreans are cool people. Oh, there's a lot of cool people around the world. It's not just Koreans. There's a lot of cool people. Precious metals, monster momentum. Overbought gold and silver, but overbought can stay overbought for longer than people think. Yeah, I don't find that it's overbought. Not after it blew right through all of the resistance. See, the thing is that it's been held down for so long, artificially, that now that all of this artificial, spoofing and all of this crap that's going on, now that it's over, we're going to get a real, honest to God, price value. We're going to get what silver should be at. And gold's been going up for 2 years, and silver's gone up for the last 2 years, but not like gold. Well, that's true. Yeah, I definitely, being 6'7" and blonde hair and blue eyed in Korea was quite strange. Shackles? Not sure what that is. 300,000. I know that at one point 300,000 Polish zlotys was something like $1,000. Yeah, there's something odd about living in Europe, and living in Asia and being blonde. It's people used to take pictures of me all the time. Kids would ask me for my autograph because I looked so American. It was really strange. No, Russia's winning. Russia is winning. There's no question. And if you're talking about the war, they're winning. If you're talking about the economy, they're winning. If you're talking about long-term strategy, they're winning. That's a fact. So is India. All the way around. It's a win for them. Look, they needed something to get them sort of reignited. China is not going to win. That's the thing. I think China's economy is so bad now, because remember, China doesn't go anywhere without us. We're Siamese twins joined at the hip. Miami. That's interesting. We're their biggest trading partner still. So when we sneeze, they get pneumonia, and that's the problem. Isn't that odd? They censored that comment, St. Mark. China exports to all nations. Right. But remember that we represent 55% of the world's economy, and we're only 5% of the world's population. And by the way, we also generate about 50% of the world's waste every year. The average American throws away about 3.4 pounds of food per day. I know, you're thinking that's completely impossible. No, factor in restaurants, factor in grocery stores. You've seen when they get rid of the donuts at the end of the day, what do? With the bread, with a lot of things, they just throw it in the trash. Well, that's factored in. Have you seen Xi punk out Israel? No, but I'm absolutely certain that based on their friendship with Iran, they're not happy with Israel right now. And believe me, Iran is in a lot better position than we think they are. And a lot of people don't understand it. Gold hits new record high as Trump trade takes off. Inflation expectations are rising, Trump victory odds are rising, and gold is rising. Oh, I like this one. All roads lead to inflation. Yeah, that's a fact. Look, when was the last time the Fed cut the rate by 50 basis points and then interest on everything went up anyway? Yeah, California. It's in well, the last I heard was the top 7, and it's going down though very, very quickly. You told us how housing market is going to go way up. No, I don't remember that. The housing market was going to go way up. No, I've been telling people stay the fuck out, stay away. And you know what's funny is I just watched another video about how really badly the Phoenix market is doing now. It's getting worse literally by the week. Now, I did say that if they cut rates too soon and create like really bad inflation, then it could cause a melt up, and that would be really horrible. The interest rate. Let's see. If you look it up, start cutting rates after rising them is typically, no, it's not. It's typically 25 basis points. And the only 2-3 times that they've cut by 50 basis points, it has literally meant recession every single time. They cut by 25 basis points because it's a nice, slow way of easing us into rate cuts after they've been raising them for a while. However, in the last 3 times that they've raised them by 50 basis points, it was a panic move because they realized they fucked up and we were going straight into a recession. That's why they did it again this time. How derivative took place before. Saudi dropped the dollar. No way this can keep going. That's exactly right. Please explain how derivative took place before. Oxford, are you asking me how to explain what derivatives are? Because the professor emeritus from Harvard University was asked what a synthetic derivative was, and he couldn't answer that. It was pretty embarrassing. By the way, I can, if you want, meaning how bad it was. Wait, let's go back. Okay, Oxford asked me that. All right. Like a CDS. credit default swap. The credit default swap is basically I am trying to lower my risk on a certain issue by basically placing a bet, a side bet that goes against my original bet. It's very odd, but in some cases it works out very well. A synthetic derivative is even more strange, because a credit default swap is literally if I've got an exposure of $100 million, and then I go make a side bet that says, hey, if this thing goes bad, I'll bet you $100 million that it goes bad. And you say, okay, I'll bet you $100 million. And then if it does go bad, I lose $100 million, but I make $100 million on the bet. So they wash each other out. Now, what's that bet cost me? Well, in order for somebody to take the other side of that bet, I may have to give them 1% of the bet per year, meaning I have to pay them $1 million a year for that bet. Now, theoretically, they call that insurance on your insurance, but it's not really. It's just a straight up bet. Now, a synthetic derivative gets really fucking wacko, because here's what happens next. I make that side bet on this bet, and then somebody sees that I made that side bet and says, I bet that bet's wrong. What? Yeah, I'm betting that bet's wrong. So you want to bet on that bet? Yes. And then somebody else says, well, I'll bet on your bet on that bet on their insurance. Now, it gets to the point where it is so crazy, and I'm gonna show you just how insane CDSs can get, and synthetic derivatives overall. Oh shit. Wow. In 2000, we had $92 trillion in derivatives. Okay. This is, let's see, hold on. Hundreds, thousands, millions, billions, trillions. $92 trillion was bet back and forth in 2000. By 2008, there was $179 trillion in derivative bets on all different industries. I mean, you name it. AIG had a huge exposure, and that's why they went under. That's why the government stepped in and bailed them out. Lehman Brothers had a huge exposure, and they were on the wrong side of their bets, and the government said, nope, sorry, we're not bailing you out. There's a big story behind that most people don't know. To her credit, Elizabeth Warren said at the time, because this is what she did, she said, look, this has got to stop. We've got to regulate the derivatives market. Nobody knows who's betting on what. It's all done in back rooms. It's a black box. We don't know who's betting how much on what. We only know totals. That's terrifying. And $179 trillion can destroy the entire world's economy. And at the time, the guys who were in charge of the Fed, the guys who were in charge of Treasury, and about 35 different economists said, oh, little Missy, you shouldn't be talking with the big boys. We know what we're doing. You should go back to the kitchen, barefoot and pregnant, like women belong. Well, now here we are in 2024. Would you like to know what the world currency and credit derivatives are now? Because nobody listened to Elizabeth Warren, who, by the way, I don't agree with on most things. That doesn't mean she's stupid. $633 trillion. Yeah. The derivative market will blow up our economy. When? Could be tomorrow morning. There's $633 trillion in bets, gambling, fucking straight up gambling, that goes on Wall Street every single day. And by the way, that number is skyrocketing. I'm watching it go up. And you can't even count fast enough to count the hundreds of thousands. You can barely keep up with the millions on how fast it's rolling over as it's going up. $633 trillion right now in bets that are all off books. Why do you think I'm in the silver business? because that shit is going to blow up our economy, guaranteed. So, yeah, Putin, that doesn't surprise me that Putin's all in on the BRICS currency and silver. So here's the problem. When you look at numbers like that, you say, okay, wait a minute. So we've got $633 trillion that nobody understands who's that bet on or against. So what if 4 trillion of that is bet on B of A? Now we know that B of A is absolutely an albatross around everybody's neck right now. That's why Warren Buffett dumped it. $34 billion in the last month. He is out. We know that everybody is flowing out of bank stocks right now because they have $685 billion in unreported losses. Oh, yeah. How'd they do that? Well, it's real simple. They went to the Fed and said, look, we've got these losses. What do we do? And the Fed said, okay, look, you fucked up. You trusted us and you bought what we told you to buy, which was government bonds, and they were at 2%. And now they're paying 5%. So yeah, you screwed up. You shouldn't have done that. What? What are you talking about? Well, here's what we're going to do. We're going to give you loans based on the face value of your bonds, based on what they're worth on paper. But they're not worth that much anymore because they're 2% and nobody wants to buy them. So we'll have to discount them by hundreds of millions of dollars, billions of dollars. Yeah, don't worry about that, the Fed said. We're going to give you what they were worth and what they will be worth someday again. Okay, and all we have to do is what? Well, just pay us back the money in a few years. That's it. That's what they did. They borrowed money to hide their $685 billion in losses. The banks are bankrupt. Literally, there is no bank in the United States that's not insolvent right now. But if you can borrow money from the Fed to hide it, why not? You hide the losses and pray. That's it. Now, that's not taking into account the $20 trillion in commercial loans on commercial real estate that are all going bad because nobody's using the commercial real estate. Do you see how bad this is for the banks? This is not survivable in any way, shape, or form. There's no way that the United States of America's banking system survives this. And trust me, I look at all the different angles. How can they pull this off? Where can they get money? They can't. And there's no bailouts anymore. That's the Dodd-Frank bill. But there are bail-ins. I know I said I wasn't going to talk about bail-ins, right? Do you know anything about, okay, well, finish that one. Oh, no. You will pay the loans. You'll pay the loans. That's a fact. Somebody will buy the loans and they will make you pay the loans. Bobcat, you went and did it. You went and did it, bro. You triggered me, bro. Okay. Would you like to know what a bail-in is? Listen carefully. Okay. He just said, by the way, this is an FDIC chair meeting. So this is the board of the Federal Depository Insurance Corporation on video. I'm watching it live, or I'm watching it on YouTube. And why they recorded this, I don't know. I honestly, I cannot fathom why you would be this stupid that you would actually record this and let it go out into the real world where people are going to hear what you just said. And look, let's talk about bail-ins, because We don't want to panic the public and cause a run on the institutions. What institutions? United States banks. But there will be bail-ins. He didn't say there could be, there might be. Hey, on the off chance there are. No, he said there will be bail-ins. That's the chairman of the FDIC, the Federal Depository Insurance Corporation, speaking. Now, if there's a run on banks, that's not good. So here's what they said next. This is very, very telling. Did you hear that? That has more full faith and confidence in the banking system than the people in this room do. If you have your money in a bank, after you hear that, you're out of your fucking mind. When people like this, the FDIC, when they say things like this, listen to them. This is the warning. This is the first few drops of rain before the fucking storm. They're telling each other in this meeting, look, we can't really talk about this. We've got to be very careful because there's going to be bail-ins, but we don't want people to really get scared with the knowledge that there are going to be bail-ins. What else can I say? I mean, this is why I'm in the silver business. Now, I got into the silver business 3 years before they said this. No, credit unions are not safe. Financial institutions in this country have been playing too fast and too loose for too long, and they got away with it every time. So here's the thing. If I can play fast and loose, and I can break the rules, and I can ignore what I should do to be fiscally responsible in lieu of getting a $35 million bonus that year, my golden parachute, so that I can retire, why do I give a shit about you? That's the way these people think. They don't care. Corporations, by their very definition, are psychopathic entities. A psychopath is an individual that does not have the capacity to show empathy or sympathy. It's not that they don't want to. That's a sociopath. A psychopath has a part of their brain that simply does not function in the amygdala. They can't feel sympathy. They don't care about other human beings. That's what corporations are. Who's responsible? Well, there's a board of directors and the CEO, and there's a lot of different consultants. Okay, well, who made the decision to poison this river or that lake or this food supply? Well, that was an accident. That was a miscommunication, and really not one single person's responsible. Oh, so you're not responsible? No, we're not responsible. That's it. Well, we're going to hold you responsible. Okay, so who's going to prison? Well, during the great financial crisis of 2008, where all of the banks played fast and loose with our money and ended up costing people literally millions of homes and millions of lives, because think about how many people unalived themselves after they lost everything. Not one single banker in the United States went to jail. Not one. You committed fraud. If I commit fraud, I go to jail. If I tell you I'm going to get you silver and I take your money and I don't give you silver, that's fraud. That's 10 other things too. If you send it to me, if you send me the money, in a bank wire, that's interstate bank fraud. That's a federal fucking offense. That's 25 years in prison for me. But what about a bank? No, not so much. Guys, you got to understand, this is not a joke. Like, I joke about it because I'm in the silver business. So I'm helping people get out of this shitstorm. But this is not a joke. This is really, really dangerous. You could wake up tomorrow and find out that B of A is gone. If B of A is gone, your bank's gone. That's the way it's going to work. Now, you're going to run to your bank and you're going to go, hey, I need my 100 grand. And they're going to go, well, it's FDIC insured, so don't worry. And you go, no, I want my 100 grand. I sent you money. Oh, Scott. Yes, you did. I got it. I got something for you, buddy. You're going to like it. Got something special. A little something extra for you. I'm not going to tell you on here, but when you see it, you're going to go, where'd you get these? How'd you get these? You're going to dig it. So yeah, the bottom line is when you go to the bank and they say, oh yeah, don't worry, it's FDIC insured. You say, okay, great. Well, give it to me. And they go, well, no, we don't have it. You got to go to the FDIC. My property on the market, then money in the bank. Yikes. Yeah. Don't keep it there. Get it out ASAP. So where do I put money that I use every day besides banks? You keep enough in there that you can cover your, auto pays and stuff like that. But that's it. Do not keep extra money in there. I love the lies on commercial. I want my money. Love the lies on commercial. I don't know. But here's how it works. You go to the FDIC, these guys, and you say, hey, I want my money. It's insured, right? And they go, oh, absolutely, it's insured. And you say, okay, can I have it? And they go, well, we'll get it to you. What do you mean you get it to me? You're going to send me a check within like a specific time frame, right? Like a week? No. A month? No. What do you do with investment money? You call me. That's what you do. Literally, my number's in my bio. Send me a text tomorrow. And you say, well, wait a minute. There's a specific amount of time you have to give me my money, right, FDIC? No. I could get my fucking money a year from now? Yeah. If you get it. What do you mean, if I get it? You're the Federal Depository Insurance Company. You're the federal government. No, we're not. We are a private corporation that uses the word federal, like Federal Express. That's not owned by the government, but they call themselves Federal Express. It's the Federal Depository Insurance Corporation. That's the key. It's separate from the government. Don't buy gold stocks and don't buy GLD. GLD is a piece of paper. They've sold several hundred ounces of gold for every ounce of gold that they actually possess. They don't have it. And number two, mining companies are subject to all the bullshit regulations that people are coming up with for the Green New World. And so it makes mining incredibly complicated. But we have a good deal of failing bank stock. Well, if you're lucky, yes, you will, because the bank can give you stock in lieu of the money that they owe you. Now, I know you're thinking, bullshit, not if I don't want it. Yeah, it's part of the Dodd-Frank Consumer Protection Bill. A bail-in means they say, we don't have your money. We're not going to give you your money. But in lieu of that, we will give you equity positions in our company. Now, I know you're thinking, God damn, that's exciting. I can't believe that I would actually get stock in an insolvent bank in lieu of my hard-earned retirement. That's exactly what they can do by law. Because as of 2010, the Dodd-Frank Consumer Protection Act says that you no longer deposit your money into their financial institution. You give them the money as an unsecured loan. What do we know about unsecured loans? They don't have to be paid back. Well, you know, it's a funny thing. Barney Frank went to work as a CEO of Sterling Bank. Now, I know you're thinking Sterling Bank. There's no Sterling Bank. Yeah, that's right, because they went bankrupt last year. The guy who wrote the Consumer Protection Act, who told people stop being careless with people's money. You know, if you're going to be in the banking system, you have to be prudent. Yeah, he was in charge of one of the 3 banks that failed last March. Thank you, Barney Frank, you lying hack. Let's see. We are not riot if they steal it again. Will we riot? Well, that depends. The new numbers are 50% of the population over 50 years old is now morbidly obese. I don't think so. They're not going to riot. Was one in the pits in 84. Oh, shit. He knows what he's talking about. Yes. Look, man, I do my homework. And I do my homework because I don't want to get caught looking the wrong way. And I don't want you guys to get caught looking the wrong way. Look, we've all done it. We've all made mistakes with our money. Your silver isn't working. Yeah, okay. Yeah, 94% in 5 years. That sucks. Let's see. I texted you earlier, wasn't it? Yes. That was you. I texted earlier. I think so. Look at the number in my bio. Make sure that was me. As Japan sold all bonds. No, that'll take them quite a while. Along with China. They're selling all of our bonds too. They're dumping all of our debt. 50 silver, 50 lead. Not sure what that means. Suggestion to invest 10K. Call me. I say put it all in silver right now. You don't keep it in silver forever, but you put it in silver right now. Why did your great-grandparents hate bankers? Oh, what you mean? Why did everybody's? Because bankers, the old term for bankers are benchers back in biblical times. Now, if you remember, Jesus only lost his temper once, and it was outside the temple, and he lost it with all the benchers. If bankers can piss off Jesus Christ, they can piss off anybody. They've been stealing money literally for 2,000 years. That's what bankers do. They steal money. Oh, I see what you're saying. Okay, I missed that. What about safety of money market funds? No, absolutely not. There is no safety in them. Treasury notes perhaps, but 4%. Look, I made twice that much for my clients in the last 5 days in silver. Look, the numbers don't lie, man. I've been in this business literally for 35 years, but I got back into silver in 2020. And since then, silver's gone up by 94%. That's more than the S&P 500 index. That's the major market. That's like all the stocks, 500 of them. And silver's beating them. That's all you need to know. This is where you need to be right now. Lead got to protect your investment. Okay, I got you. Explain about normalcy bias. Oh, well, that unfortunately only impacts smart people. That's the thing that really sucks is normalcy bias is, like, I'll give you an example. The Jews in Germany in the 30s, they saw what was going on. They saw that there was this guy who was talking about deporting all of them. And at first it was like, hey, I'm going to help you guys find a new homeland. I'm going to help you go back. The Exodus is over. You're going to be able to have your homeland back. At that point, a lot of the Jewish leadership was like, okay, what are you saying? Like, you're going to help us go back to Israel? Okay. Well, guess what? That very quickly turned into, look, if you're not going to leave, I'll make you leave. If you're not going to leave, I'm not even going to make you leave. But I'm not going to let you stay here either. And people in Germany, Jews in Germany, were like, he's just a barking dog. Barking dogs don't bite. It's the silent ones that bite. This guy's barking. He's just trying to get votes. And you know what? Bottom line, we were born in Germany. We're Germans. Okay, we're Jewish, but that doesn't matter. We're German citizens, and we have a constitution. And our constitution says we have certain inalienable rights, right? So the dumb ones, the Chicken Little types were like, I'm not taking any chances, man. This guy's talking a lot of smack about us. And they ran. They fled the country. They sewed diamonds into the cuffs of their jackets and hauled ass with everything they owned. The smart ones, though, the ones who had a stake in Germany, were like, look, I'm one of the upper class. I'm wealthy. I've got nothing to worry about. You know, what are they going to do? That's normalcy bias. Everything was fine yesterday. Everything seems to be fine today. So therefore, tomorrow is going to be more of the same. Not always. Not always. In this world, the moment you plant your feet, you're going to get knocked on your ass. Period. That's just the reality. That's not the United States in 2024. That's not, because Democrats or because Republicans. That's fucking life. That's the way it's been for 300,000 years of Homo sapien history. You move all the time. You're constantly trying to get better, improve, do something differently. You know, otherwise, you're screwed. The world doesn't wait. That's, that old saying. The moment you're ripe, you rot. Explain about normalcy bias. Yeah, just did. It's the fact that you always think everything's going to be the same as it always has been, and it won't be. It never is. Never a bad time to invest in gold and silver. That's right. Well, there is a bad time, and I'll tell you when. And look, in 2011, I was in silver. It went all the way up to $48, and I was like, this is bullshit. I'm out. That's it. Now, did I keep a few dozen 100-ounce bars in my desk? Yeah, for myself. I just kept them. 2012, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. No. September of 2019, I saw the banks freeze. I saw the credit market freeze, completely freeze up. And I went, what the hell was that? The Fed jumped in instantly because repo rates just went nuts. No bank would loan any other bank any money. What? Yeah, not even overnight. The repurchase rates went skyrocketing, and nobody would still take anybody else's derivatives or securities. Wait, that's really bad. Okay, so what does it mean? It means that the market was about to fail in 2019. But the Fed jumped in and kept it going. Wouldn't the fallout effect? Yes, absolutely. There's no question. The entire world is going to feel what we're feeling, much worse than we will. Unfortunately, when we have it bad, we've still got it good. And when we've got it really bad, we've still got it way better than everybody else. Let me put it in perspective. Let's see. Explain what it means when both precious metals and stock market are hitting highs. Well, the stock market, that's easy. It's just a matter of a melt up. It hasn't, the reality of the underlying industries has not caught up with the hype of the market. Look around, though. How can this not, at some point, affect the market? No Jeep? Jeep's gone? What? I can go on. I could make a list of 100 companies that you are sure could never go out of business, and they're going out of business. Everything from Rite Aid to Hardee's to you name it. That will catch up with the stock market. And that's why metals are going up so fast, because everybody sees that something really bad is about to happen. What and how bad, we don't know yet, but you'd be crazy to sit around and wait for it to happen. That's just not the way you survive in this world. Will there be enough food? That's a tough one, man. I can't really answer that. I don't know. It worries me. It does worry me. Yeah, well, I mean, right now the Dodge family is actually in talks with Stellantis to try to buy Dodge back. They're trying to buy the Dodge brand back from Stellantis, because Stellantis is such a fucking mess, bunch of morons. Silver is amazing. Oh yeah, it's medicinal, big time, absolutely. Well, it doesn't turn green. No, it doesn't. Rite Aid, yep, filed bankruptcy. Oh, 12 years ago. Reorganization. Musk should buy it. I'd love to see Spetsnaz put one in Gates. Oh, I can't comment on that, but I have actually worked with Spetsnaz in the past. There's some seriously badass dudes, really badass dudes. Corporate restructuring, yeah. Now, I don't know that they're doing corporate restructuring. They may be gone bye-bye this time. Oh, look at that, Dimitri. First comment of the night, and you got censored. Buffett left about $300 million on the table by selling B of A too soon. Mm-hmm. Smallest amount you will sell. I'm looking. I'll sell you that. But you got to meet me for lunch. You're buying lunch. But this is only $1. I know. You're thinking, well, that sounds like a good deal. Remember, I weigh 290 pounds. And your lunch might be the first time I've eaten in 48 hours. Do the math. Can't stand the pressure. I'm going fishing. Give me a call tomorrow. Okay, you got it, buddy. Empty every pocket. I know I own one. That's tradable if ever needed. Yeah, absolutely. Hey, this is $1, man. This little bit right here, this is 1 gram, and 1 gram is now worth just over $1. Yes, absolutely, Jay, totally. Buying ounces is definitely the way to go. I mean, look, if you want to buy big old, bars, 10-ounce bars, you can. But then if you ever do need to purchase something with them, you're going to have to buy something that could be worth, I mean, in this case, let's say it goes to 65. It will. Okay, so this is $650. You're not buying groceries with that unless you're way bigger than I am. Good. Absolutely. Look, man, and if you've only got, if you got $100 and you want to buy some silver, if you can stop buying fucking lattes and wasting money on silly shit and just go buy a little bit at the local pawn shop, fine. Costco, no. Costco is very expensive. What's the top of silver in the next few months? Best guess, 65. 65 this year. Well, I don't know about post-apocalyptic. I mean, if it's an apocalypse, bro, we're, even silver's not going to help you then. Start small. Anyone could have. Yeah, I mean, that's the thing. Look, I went and okay, so maybe I should explain this. I bought my ex-wife a cup of coffee, and she's what's the word I'm looking for? High maintenance, very high maintenance. So I said, you want me to grab a cup of coffee for you on my way over? And she said, sure. She sends me a list. It's about that long in text. And it's a coffee. But it's not just a coffee. It's a half of this and 100 and something degrees and blah, 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 mochaccino, whatever. I don't know. I literally had to read it because I couldn't memorize it. How does one know the quality of silver? 999 fine or don't buy it? Well, that's not true. You can buy old coins. Those are 91% or sterling. So anyway, I get to Starbucks and I order this monstrosity. $7. $7? I said, when I saw her, I said, you don't go to Starbucks all the time, do you? And she said, oh yeah, every day. I said, you go to Starbucks every day and you get this thing every day? And she said, yeah, why? And I said, 30 days in a month, right? She goes, yeah, why? And I said, you're spending $210 a month on these? And she goes, am I? And I said, yeah. Old coins are not a bad investment. Yeah, absolutely. They 90% silver. Yeah, but I mean, yeah, any silver, baby. BRICS is going to be the new normal. Eventually, yeah, it's not going to be the new normal for the next several years. But look, with what we did in the last 3.5 years, we pushed BRICS into overdrive. They were having some meetings. They were doing some exploratory things. They were kicking the idea around. And over the last 3.5 years, we've made it obvious that we have nothing but contempt. So they put it into overdrive. PF70. God, I hope you don't mean proof 70. When it hits 65, will it maintain? No, it will continue to go up. It may slow down temporarily, but it'll continue to go up. Do you think BRICS is a way to punish the West? No, it's a way to get out from the West's punishment. It's exactly the opposite. We've been punishing countries for 50 years minimum, but about 75 years. No, I would never buy a proof 70 coin under any circumstances. It's a scam. Silver is silver, period. Just buy bullion. MS70, same shit. If you're buying stuff that's in a slab, it better be 100 years old or more. Otherwise, you're just getting screwed. There is no such thing as look, I'll give you an example. Where are you, little son of a gun? Okay. Now, do I think that NGC, the Numismatic Guarantee Corporation, is legit? Yeah, of course they are. They wouldn't grade this coin a Proof 70 Ultra Cameo unless it was. See how shiny that is? Isn't that beautiful? Guess what? $30. Now, is it collectible? I suppose, maybe. It's silver clad, which means that it's zinc with silver over it. What's it really worth? 25 fucking cents. It's a quarter. It's a quarter. That's it. Now, there are people who collect this shit, and there are people who sell this to other people who collect this shit. And you know what? That's fine. Everybody should have a hobby. And if that's your hobby, do that. Have fun with it, and you might even make a little bit of money. But it's not a legitimate market. That's exactly right. It's worth face value. So when you show me a Morgan silver dollar, and it's let's say it's a New Orleans mint silver dollar from the late 1800s, and I go and I check and I look it up and I find out that the mintage was only 500,000, and of those there are 20 MS60 or higher. That's a very collectible coin. That could be worth thousands of dollars. That's it. You don't need metal buying for dummies. I'm your dummy. Bro, your dummy's right here. Just call me. What about modern American Buffalo Proof 70s? Jay, why do I get a feeling that you're not enjoying this conversation? If you paid spot price plus, say, 100, great. If you paid a huge premium in order to buy it, no, it's not worth it at all. I like to stack kilo bars. Well, stop. Stop stacking fucking kilos, man. That's a lot of ounces. What are you going to do with those things? I mean, here's the thing. If you've got $30 million, stack the shit out of them. But if you plan on using your silver at some point and not just dumping it again, look, you're going to save maybe 50 cents per ounce by buying big kilo bars, but you're going to sell them for less too. I have about 34 BU W quarter, Washington quarters, that I need to send off to PCGS. Do it. They're not cheap, but they do a good job. Carson City Mint is worth more. Well, more than Philadelphia, yeah. It's not worth more than some of the New Orleans. Okay, good. If you're buying near spot price on the gold, then yeah, sure. If they're slabbed, great. Because if they're slabbed, they don't get screwed up. So there's no problem with that. Let's see. My pop said back in the day on ship, they paid off odd amounts in silver dollars. That doesn't surprise me. I have several dozen, a few rare mints, bicentennial quarters. Yeah, they could be worth a little bit of money. 3 rolls of Franklin House. Oh yeah, I still wish you had those too. Let's see. Is there any way not owning real metal, but no. If you don't own it, if you don't have it in your hands, you don't really own it. When the price is high, let's see. Can I see that 10-ounce bar again? Will the banks limit our cash withdrawals? They already do. They already are. That's already started. It's just going to get much, much worse. And when did banks start asking you what the fuck you're taking your money out for? It's your money. There's a 10-ounce bar. And there's a 10-ounce bar. So if you're not concerned as much with length as you are with the girth, the thickness of it, these can both satisfy you. I tried so hard to keep a straight face through that. Damn, my sense of humor. Let's see. Do you have tens, dimes, what? 20s, pieces of silver? No, I don't. I don't know what that even means. That's what she said, right? Okay, so we're all on the same page. We're all heathens here. I love my 10-ounce bars. Hey, 10-ounce bars are great, but 1-ounce rounds cost more, and they also sell for more. So you get what you pay for. Not true with Eagles. Eagles are about $9 over spot price, and that's absolutely idiotic. Do you ever remove silver from cadaver's teeth? Luckily, I don't have a lot of those laying around. Let's see. I think the same buying 1 ounce is the best. Most are. Yes, absolutely. Yeah, they made me come back days later to out money. Yeah. Oh, absolutely. If you're trying to get money out of the bank now, it's like pulling teeth with silver in them. It's just one of those things. The banks are making it. They call it friction, by the way. Isn't that a cute term? They want to make more friction in the transaction, so it's harder for you to get your money out, so that you don't ask for it as much. Yeah, 5 and 10-ounce bars are going to be worth a lot of money. How much is a 1 ounce? How much is 1 ounce of silver? Can you believe this, Road Dog? They actually censored that comment. You see how you don't see it? Do you follow Truby? No. They censored your comment. Apparently, asking me how much silver is against the algorithms. You're going to be paying about between $2 and $2.50 over spot. That's so whatever spot is tomorrow. I have 30 1850 Spanish gold coins I found using. Oh, no shit. Whoa, that's pretty cool. That's very cool. That's awesome. Okay. Yeah, exactly. Well, they make sure that you think you're being seen, but then they just censor you for everybody else's community experience. Best site or place to buy silver? Kashif, me, right here. Go to my bio, click the get my number, text me tomorrow. We'll go to all the big boys and I'll show you their prices and then I'll give you my price. It's less. I'm a wholesaler for all of them, so I just keep a lower overhead because I don't spend a lot of money on suits. Is it true that media made record profits on election? I'm sure they do. I promise to give you all my gold bullion if you marry my daughter and get her out of my house. Well, there are a couple factors we're going to need to discuss. The amount of bullion, and of course, I wouldn't mind knowing a little bit about her. Maybe just like, is she beautiful? Because I can put up with a lot of bullshit if she's beautiful. Ask my exes. It's my blind spot. My buddies and I joke about that. Everybody's got a blind spot. Some people it's finance, not me. Some people it's their memory, not me. For me, it's beautiful women. And I am a dumbass when it comes to beautiful women. Just saw this guy tonight and I will be contacting him. Sweet. Okay, great job. You've gone live for 90 minutes. What? Have we been on here together for 90 minutes? God, it's a theory of relativity. Having your hand on a hot stove for 1 minute can seem like a day, but being on a live stream with my friends feels like just a minute. So Troy ounces or Troy ounce rounds or Troy ounce bars. Rounds, always rounds. You know why? Psychology. They look like money. How long do we need to stay married is another question. Thank you. You're taken. I am? I didn't know that. Get the gold, then kick her out. No, I wouldn't do that, especially if she's hot. You could return my daughter within 30 days if you're not completely satisfied. Okay, I think I'm in. But of course, I'd return the gold as well. Duh. Sold me on silver. Silver sells itself, baby. I'm just telling you. I'm just testifying. Let's see. A couple weeks ago, you told me not to sell my silver until it hits 150. Hey, man, my pleasure. You are certainly welcome. I know a lot of people. They're like, hey, it's the highest it's been in quite a while. It's like, no. Things are different now. The silver market has changed forever. What? Whoa, that is cool. Found a bunch of 1880 Carson cities. That's cool. How do you sell silver later? Oh, you call me. I literally, there's a guy on here now. Don't give yourself away. Who I just called and I said, hey man, can I get 2,500 ounces off of you? Yeah, he's got a lot, but I told him, look, if you don't mind, if you're interested, I can't find shit with my metal detector. I don't even know how to use mine. I've got a mine lab, but I know that it's a good metal detector. I got to figure out how to use it, and that because it's just something that me and my boy can go do, and it's fun. Just wandering around out in the desert looking for shit. Who knows what? Let's see. Same old. I'm only joking. I don't even have a daughter. I'm actually the daughter. Oh, I see how you are. You're trying to. Okay. Yeah, my dad sent me here. Uh-huh. Okay. I bought silver back in the 80s for. Now, Mama Bear Fitness, are you saying that you still have your silver that you bought it for? Because if you do, you're my hero. No kidding. Yeah, it takes a while. It takes a while to get the metal detecting thing down. Now, of course, I figured out that I got to buy a waterproof one because rivers and streams seem to be a really good place. Unfortunately, we don't have a lot of rivers here in Arizona. Kind of short on rivers, unfortunately. But there's dry panning. I guess. I don't know. I've never done it, but it looks like a lot of work. Oh, by the way, if you follow, like and follow, and subscribe, and if you're on YouTube, oh yeah, YouTube, go back to my live stream. Woo! Holy shit! Look at this. I've got comments on here. 16%er. Clinton did. Larry Keating. How are you, buddy? Well, you said goodnight at 8:05. What time is it now? Oh, he's been in bed for almost an hour. In the 60s, I did quite a bit of metal detecting. Man, that would be so much fun. I do have a little that I kept in the divorce. Silver Eagles lasted longer than my marriage. Well, you know, they're silver coins from, you know, the time of Jesus. So don't feel bad that they outlasted your marriage. They should. I just got pulled over for being on my phone. I showed the officer you're alive and he let me go. That's a new one. That's one I've never seen before. That is outstanding. Tell him to call me. Say, hey, Flatfoot, call this guy, because you're not going to have a pension if you're a copper. You would think that would be the last group of guys that Wall Street would want to screw, is a bunch of cops that carry guns and wear body armor. But no, they don't care. Martin, you're probably around my age. November, I'll be 70. 70? No, I got a ways to go for that. The officer decided to give you the ticket instead because you got fine written all over you. Oh my God. I fell for that. I actually fell for that. That's a dad joke. That's a dad who's been married for a long time, who's going back out for the first time to try to get a little something. Let's see. Because those guys have private guards. Yeah, that's true. They do, don't they? They always do. All right, John, you're fucking with me now. I don't look 70, do I? Maybe on a bad day. When I'm 70, I'm going to look like I'm 69 and a half, for sure. Trump wants what? To make police firemen tax-free. I think it's a fucking great idea. Did he say teachers too? Firemen and service members. I say you go with teachers too. I love telling my dad jokes. Wait, do you tell your dad jokes, or do you just tell your dad jokes? Or do you tell your dad jokes to your dad? There's a difference. Thank you, Photograph Research. Appreciate that. Hill, I think BlackRock has 30,000. Really don't know what that means. You don't. I don't have a gray hair on my head at almost 70. How'd you do that? You've never been married. You don't have kids. You live alone on a desert island, and you just eat fish. It's not a bad plan, really. Although, I just had lunch with my daughters, two of the four. He's bald. That is genius. Why did they censor that? Andy, you just got censored. We can't see that. I mean, I can see that. You can see that. But nobody else can see that. BlackRock's private military. Yeah, there's no BlackRock anymore, though, is there? It's Z. Wife and 4 grown children and 6 grandchildren, 4 great-grand. Jesus. You must be Irish. Been married twice and have had gray hairs 4 years. See? Yeah. But they don't spell it Z. They spell it X-E. Z. Oh. He was trying to be clever, I guess. Merrill Lynch was where blackjack originated from. Huh. Strange. Same neighborhood. Yes, we are neighbors. Or to me sounds a bit what? BlackRock. Americans made lures lucky. I'll bet. Native American and Irish. Figures. What is it about that combination? You get the Native American and the Irish, and they're always good looking. They can't drink very much, and they're great storytellers. They've all sort of genetically kissed the Blarney Stone, as it were. Yeah. See, that's kind of my hook too. I mean, I got 5 kids with 4 different women, and it's not because of my looks. It's because I'm charming. Just waiting for somebody to start making fun of that comment now that I'm 70. It's only a joke if it's apparent. Ooh, good point. Guinness. Got it. Because you have commitment issues. Yes, I am not willing to stay committed to somebody who doesn't like me. It's true. I'm one of those guys. I'm all in. And then if you're not all in, I'll be all in for a while. And then if you're not all in, okay, then we're done. That's it. And it's amazing because literally every single one of my exes has talked about getting back together with me. I'm on round 2 marriage. They censored that. Why? Why would they do that? But they censored it. Yeah, the thing is, look, I'm gonna give 100%. I'm all in. Let's do this. And if after several years you're not all in, well then, I'm not the right guy for you. That's it. 28 years. You know what? That would be probably pretty cool, huh? Take copper for gray hair. Yeah, you got to be careful though. If you take too much copper, it's extremely bad for you. It's very good for you if you don't have enough copper in your system, but it can be toxic. Okay, what do we got here? You must be good if you have 4 exes and you still have money. Guy here knows his shit. Oh, believe me, it's cost me millions and millions of dollars. But you know what? Hey, it's fucking money. So what? Like I have great relationships with all my exes. They've all asked me if, maybe we should try again, that whole thing. But one of the things I never argue with them about is money. Let's not do that. Like, let's be reasonable. Don't be silly. One of them told me once that she wanted a certain amount of money per month, and I said, "You realize that's completely unreasonable." She said, "Well, we'll see what the court says." She was literally crying when they told her how much her child support was. Now, the good news is for her that since that point where I divorced her, I have given her so much more than we agreed to. Let's see. Do you know why your ex complete you? Because she's got half her stuff. Yo, there you go. True. As long as you're healthy, make money, health and happiness. Yeah, that's what matters. Wife, and agree. Don't argue over kids and money. It's not worth it. Yeah, you should never argue over your kids anyway. Your kids should always understand that, look, yeah, I'm in it with her, and you guys, I love you, but no, I'm not taking your side against my own wife ever. And that was the mistake that my ex made. When we got married, she already had a son, and she would ask me to discipline him since she couldn't and wouldn't, and he was horribly fucking spoiled. Like, when I say spoiled, he didn't like something that she said while we were in Costco, and he kicked her. He kicked his own mother because she said something that she thought was funny. And when he kicked her, my daughters turned around and looked at me like, what the fuck was that? Yeah, it was ugly. No, she wanted to stay married. And I said, absolutely not. I'm done. Because look, I can't be the heavy for my stepson and not be allowed to raise him. So when I would say, look, this is what we need to do in order to, help him, she'd go, no, we can't do that. Oh, let me give you a perfect example. I was talking to a buddy of mine about this earlier today. My ex tied my son's shoes yesterday. My son is going to be 12 years old next month. A few weeks ago, he strapped on a helmet and he rode a fucking bull in front of 2,000 spectators at the Buffalo Chip Saloon down the street. He got thrown off, landed on his side, hit the earth hard, got up. He was walking like this. Yes, he had a Kevlar vest on in case he got stepped on, which he did. And he came over and his head was down. And I kind of went out into the arena to put my arm around him, kind of not so people couldn't see that he was crying. Well, he wasn't. I said, how you doing, buddy? And as he was walking towards me, he said, oh, it hurts. And I said, where's it hurt? And he looked up and he's got the face mask on with the helmet. He looked up and he's got a big smile on his face. He goes, every fucking where, Dad. And I started laughing. I couldn't believe it. I thought, oh, this kid's a psycho. He's nuts, just like his dad. He's damn good with a bow and arrow. He can definitely handle himself with a K-bar survival knife. He's an outstanding shot. And his mom still insists on tying his shoes. And I said to her, do you want him to need you this badly? Because he doesn't anymore. And you have to accept that. No, he's just a baby. And I said, really? Oh, he can tie his own shoes. He does it in my house all the time. Every other week, he's here. And he cleans up after himself. His mom cleans up after him and complains. When he washes the dishes, I tell him, make sure they're clean. That's all. Because I understand something that most people don't. Don't tell somebody how to do something. Tell them what to do and let them surprise you with how ingenious they can be in getting it done. You might learn something from them. Do you know who said that? General George S. Patton. It worked for him, so it works for me. I tell my son, get it done. Well, how do I do it? Really? That's what I say to him. Really? Do you want me to wipe your butt for you too? Or like, this is a pretty simple job. And he'll start laughing and go, oh, okay, I got it. And he'll go do it. And he'll do a great job. He came to me the last time he came over and he said, God, my mom's driving me nuts. And I said, why? And he goes, she told me to wash the dishes. I said, so? I tell you to wash the dishes. And he goes, yeah, but then she told me how to wash every single dish. And she stood over me and watched me. And I said, well, didn't you get them clean? He goes, of course I got them clean. I always get them clean. I got to think about that. Like I don't mess around with that. Like, I had KP duty, man, when I was in the Marine Corps. You fucking clean everything. You get your Marines sick because you're being lazy. That ain't cool. So we washed the hell out of dishes. And he's learned the same way. But apparently, he's not holding them the right way, or not rubbing wax on, wax off. I don't fucking know what he's doing wrong. I said, your mom's actually telling you like how to what? Use this money? Yeah. Mm-hmm. Okay. Well, that's it. Well, my pleasure, man. Yeah. Especially with boys. Do I have another? Yes. I have Big and Corn Fed Actual. And I have ASG. It's another one. Anyway, it's my business. So if somebody's calling you from Big and Corn Fed number 2 or sending you a text from Telegram, which I don't have and I will never use, then it ain't me. By the way, I don't text you guys. I'll text you, but I don't message you over the app. If you send me a message, I may send you a message back, but I'm not going to message you first. I just don't do that. Beautiful, man. I'll talk to you soon. Were you in the fleet? Yes. No, I was in the fleet. I only got KP because that pissed people off. Big and Corn Fed. No, that's not me. Nope, that's just a new fake me. Box of full of vintage and first edition California. Wow, that's cool. Mining Journal. That's amazing. Yeah, so if you get a message from a Big and Corn Fed something or Big M Corn Fed or Bag and Corn Fed, whatever, if it's not me, then just ignore it, because a lot of people get messages all the time and everybody's saying the same thing. Hey, man, so you want me to send you money for crypto? I thought you did silver. And it's like, what? No. Oh, well, you said to Venmo you $3,000. No, I didn't. I can take Venmo, by the way, just in case you're wondering. But I don't use Zelle. Too many fraudulent Zelle transactions, and my bank said, no more Zelle. I'm okay with that. All right, what time is it? Oh, yeah, it's time. I'm going to go finish cooking my chicken now. I'm not going to choke it. I'm just going to cook it. For those of you who weren't on the live stream last night, we were talking about the fact that the British government now requires you to register your chickens. I do Cash App. Yes, I do. They make you register your chickens, but not if they're pets. If they're pets, it's okay. However, if you're going to eat them or eat their eggs, then you have to register them now with the government. What? That's crazy. But, hey, that's why we left them back 250-something years ago when we said, look, it's been fun, but it's not us, it's you. I'll see you guys tomorrow night. Okay, all of you people who have been with me this whole time, live streaming, this is awesome. Hour and 52 minutes. Okay. I think we did okay tonight. We got some information out there. Didn't talk about what's going on in Europe because we can't, because things over there are about to blow up badly. So just be watching for that too. And I will see you guys tomorrow.